Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to this session. Pardon me. Welcome to this session on the answer analysis for Swoosh English and Connetics. My name is Luke. I'm a former IELTS examiner, and today we're going to be looking at some vocabulary. Welcome Tintu Joy or Sean Jojo. I hope I've pronounced your name correctly. Hi, Alice. Welcome to the stream. Joining us from Kenya there. Adir Arib, welcome to you as well. Bert from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, welcome, Bert. Zara coming from Oman today. And Jolina Giron, Jeff Ray. Hi, Jeff. And Donna Bautista. So welcome to everybody joining us on the stream. Today we are going to be looking at some vocabulary, and Jeff Ray is coming from Abu Dhabi. Welcome, Jeff. Today we are going to be looking at some vocabulary. It's quite high level. Some of it's a little bit difficult to use. We are going to look at some idioms. And these idioms are going to be themed. They are going to be related to the topic of energy. Hi, Tessie, joining us from Nigeria. I apologize if you hear some bangs in the background. The army are doing some practicing down the road from us. I think with the headset, we should be okay, though. Hi, Ivy. Welcome. Okay, so idioms. What are idioms? Idioms are phrases where the words don't match the meaning. Okay, so the words used in the phrase do not match the exact meaning of the phrase, so they can be a bit confusing. Let's look at an example, a really basic idiom here. It's raining cats and dogs. You go outside, cats and dogs are falling from the sky. No. It doesn't mean cats and dogs are falling from the sky. It means it's raining heavily. So the words being used don't match the literal meaning. So idioms can be quite difficult to understand if you haven't heard them before. You have to be really, really careful with this kind of language. Do not overuse idioms. It sounds so strange when somebody uses an idiom in, every other sentence contains one of these idiom phrases. It sounds very unnatural. So they do need to sound natural, especially in writing. You have to be so careful with these kinds of phrases in writing because they may not be appropriate. You need to have a nice formal writing style. Lots of idioms is not a very good way to accomplish that. They might be better in speaking. And again, you have to be a bit careful not to overuse them. If you use idioms in every other sentence, it sounds really weird. An example of an idiom which is not used very often and which will sound a bit unnatural is it's raining cats and dogs. Nobody ever says it. You probably learn this when you're 3 or 4 years old. It's kind of funny for children. When you get a bit older, we don't really use it very much. It sounds very forced as well. A good rule of thumb is that shorter idioms are usually better. Here you can see a rule of thumb. That is an idiom. We all know what our thumb is. A rule of thumb, that doesn't make much sense unless we know what it means. A rule of thumb is a method of doing something based on past experience rather than exact measurement. So it's like a general rule based on experience. So shorter idioms are usually better. This one, a rule of thumb, yes, is very natural. People say that quite a lot. It's quite difficult for you to just learn idioms. It's better if you hear them being used and then find out the meaning. If you learn long lists of idioms, you're going to have plenty of raining cats and dogs and things like that, and it's going to sound a bit strange. So understanding the tone and the register, how it sounds to the listener, makes this vocabulary quite difficult to use. But it is very high level, especially if you can do it correctly. Jay Shri there with a piece of cake. It's a piece of cake. That is a common favorite idiom. It sounds a little bit strange if you overuse it. In certain situations, it might be appropriate. It means it's easy. You have to be really careful with idioms like that. It's a piece of cake. Don't force it into your speaking and think that it is going to lead to a very high vocabulary score. Your general vocabulary level needs to be high. Don't force it in, only use it if it's appropriate. You might use it's a piece of cake, but lots of people just try and force it in where it doesn't really belong. So yes, it is an idiom, Jayshree. Just be a little bit careful with it. Okay, so we are going to look at 7 different idioms, and I will tell you how natural they are. Remember, a general rule, a rule of thumb, the shorter idioms are usually better. Robert's a bright spark. He'll know the capital of Mongolia. There is our first energy idiom, a bright spark. So on the right there, we've got 7 different meanings. Release energy, release nervous energy. Time to go at top speed, has a lot of energy, working late at night. E, making a bad situation worse. F, an intelligent person. And G, supplying something where it isn't needed. What do we think here for number 1? A, release nervous energy. B, time to go at top speed. C, has a lot of energy. D, working late at night. E, making a bad situation worse. F, an intelligent person. Or G, supplying something where it isn't needed. Yeah, good. So first up today, we've got Ella and Romy here very fast, very quickly behind. Yeah, well done, guys. Absolutely, they're getting that one. This is quite a natural idiom. You might use it to talk about, especially children. You might describe as a bright spark. Okay, good, Alice. Yeah. So this is quite a nice natural way to describe an intelligent person, or especially a child. So number 1 gives us F. Well done, guys. Number 2 there, Andrea's full of beans this morning. Oh, does this mean that Andrea had beans for breakfast? It probably doesn't. So what do we think? A, release nervous energy. B, time to go at top speed. C, has a lot of energy. D, working late at night. Probably not. We're talking about this morning. E, making a bad situation worse. Doesn't really work here. Or G, supplying something where it isn't needed. What could it mean to be full of beans? Do you see anything there that works? Well done, Romy is first in. Ella, you need to be a bit faster. Romy just beat you to it. Yeah, well done, Ella. Okay, welcome, Jev or Alvin. Vanny, brilliant. Yeah, Vanny's got it. Let's give people a few more seconds. Well done, Alice. If you're full of beans, you have a lot of energy. C. So Andrea's full of beans this morning. Andrea has a lot of energy this morning. Well done, Amit, Shazia. Brilliant, guys. Well done. Well done. So number 2 gives us C. Andrea has a lot of energy. Again, this is quite a natural sounding idiom. So you could use this for somebody who has a lot of energy. Number 3 then. This one is a little bit less natural. Remember, the longer idioms are usually more difficult to use. Hi, Shazia. Welcome. Well done, Charlotte, Guimar, Norman. Well done, everybody. Number 3. Do you really think we can sell our cars in Japan? It's like taking coal to Newcastle. Newcastle, a large city in the, well, we think it's large in the UK, where some of you guys come from. Newcastle is probably quite a small city. Anybody coming, especially from compared to some of the Asian cities, Newcastle is a very small city, but everything in the UK is a bit smaller. We think it's big. Well done, Kishore. Hi, Kishore. Yeah. Okay. Everybody's jumping on that one. That one is giving us G. Well done, Ella. Ella in first again. Romy, JC. Well done, Norman. Good job, Norman. Bert. Well done, Bert. Kishore. Great to have you joining us on the stream. A pleasure as always. Ivy. Also, yeah, everybody getting the Abir. Well done. Oh, Kishore has a speaking exam on the 8th of February. So very, very good luck to that. Very good luck to you, Kishore. Hope it goes really well. So everybody's got that, I think. G, supplying something where it isn't needed. Newcastle in the north of England, famous for being an industrial city. So taking coal to Newcastle, they've got lots of coal in Newcastle. It's not really needed there. Well done, Shazia. Yeah, good. Anzuman joining us from Bangladesh. Pleasure to have you joining us, Anzuman. Kishore asked me a question. This isn't so much about a question and answer session, Kishore. This is people doing, we just do some exercises, but feel free to post your answers in the comments. Yeah. Well done, JC. I haven't even read it out and everybody's jumping on the answer there. Well done, Ella, Assel. So number 4, after a tough day of work in the office, Ruth loves to let off steam with a game of squash. Again, this is one that people like to use. It's quite common, very informal. I wouldn't use it in the writing, but yeah, you could use it in your speaking. It's a good way to let off steam. Remember, it needs to sound natural. Don't overuse it, or the examiner will think you've memorized it and they'll think that your vocabulary might not be as good as you're pretending it is. So remember, you can't just rely on these. The general level of vocabulary also needs to be quite good, but something like this could help you out, definitely. Yeah, well done, Norman. Kristan coming from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Assel, well done, Assel. Norman, Alice, Bert, Amit, Abir, and Clarice. Welcome, Clarice. Great to see you joining us. Everybody's got it there. Release nervous energy to let off steam. This one, a little bit difficult to use. It sounds a bit unnatural. We do use it. So number 5, there are 6 months before my IELTS test, or for Kishore, it's 6 days before Kishore's IELTS speaking. So from now on, it's full steam ahead. Full steam ahead for Kishore over the next 6 days, I'm sure. Okay, brilliant, guys. Yeah. So everybody's got that one. It's full steam ahead. Time to go at top speed. So the Titanic, the large ship that sank in 1912, was going at full steam when it hit the iceberg. They were burning as much coal as they could, trying to win a competition to cross the Atlantic. That ship was going at full steam. When we use it as an idiom, full steam ahead, you sound a little bit like a ship. Okay, so well done, everybody. Yeah, full steam ahead, going at top speed. Great, Alice, Bert. Yeah, everybody's Anzuman, not quite Anzuman. You're not making a bad situation. This is about speed. Well done, Ella, and Corey as well. Bert, Alice, Amit, Abir. Yeah, everybody's jumping on it. Well done, everybody. Can you write 2 words? It will say up in the listening test, Kishore, it will say no more than 3 words and or numbers. So in that case, yes, you can write only 2 words, even only 1 in your listening. If they are asking for 3 words, read the instructions carefully. It usually says no more than 3 words. Okay, well done, everybody. So 6. Steffi has been burning the midnight oil for the last 2 weeks. I do remember one of my bosses saying that to me once when I was in the office. If you're burning the midnight oil, don't use it all that often. It's quite situational. You wouldn't just use this for example, in your part 2 or part 1 of, you probably wouldn't use this in your test. You might, but you wouldn't use it very often. This one is a bit risky. It could sound quite unnatural. I think it's been said to me a couple of times in my life. We know what it means. Oh, 6. Yeah, 6 is D. Oh, no, I managed to cross it out a bit early there. But yes, everybody's jumping on that. Of course, this must mean working late at night. So if you are late in the office, you are burning the midnight oil. For lots of you busy nurses, you will also be burning the midnight oil quite frequently. Be a bit careful with it. It can sound very unnatural. This one, again, this breaks our rule of thumb. It is quite a natural sounding idiom. You might use this in your part 3. For example, explaining, especially these environmental questions, you might use this idiom. Okay, everybody's jumping on that one. There's only one answer left: making a bad situation worse. You're adding fuel to the fire. So, for example, if you're talking about cutting down forests or something, or if you're talking about energy systems, you're talking about using lots of fossil fuels, and the examiner asks what other ways might the environment be damaged, you could say something like, well, deforestation is just adding more fuel to the fire. That would be and that would actually be almost a pun. Actually, it's quite a funny answer in that situation. You're talking about burning things, then you talk about deforestation, adding fuel to the fire. You might get a chuckle from your examiner in that case. Yeah, well done, Harminder. Well done, Kishore, Abir. But yeah, okay. Well done, everybody. Yeah, really good, really good. Amit asking for one more example for number 7. Oh, going to have to think quickly and be creative here, Amit. You put me on the spot there. I suppose you could say, oh, I've just arrived late. I've been working through the night. I've just arrived late to work. And to add fuel to the fire, I have forgotten to bring my report that I was working on, or something like that. Yeah, so you've worked all night on your reports, you've arrived at work late, you're late submitting your report, add fuel to the fire, you have forgotten your report at home. Okay, good, well done, everybody. So before we close, I would like to mention that there is an exciting new podcast from the team at Swoosh English. It's called Untold Stories of Doctors and Nurses in Our NHS. These are interviews with medical professionals who may have experiences similar to yours. You can find out a bit about some of the things that they've been dealing with. I'm sure that lots of what they talk about there will really chime with you. I think you will probably identify quite a lot with some of these untold stories of doctors and nurses in the NHS. Find this podcast on Apple, iTunes, and Spotify. Be sure to check it out. It is a great way to practice your listening. Hi, Joy, joining us right at the end there. Session's just finishing, Joy, but thank you for coming along, and be sure to watch the video back afterwards. Everybody has done brilliantly. Thank you for joining us today, everyone, and I hope to see you next time. And well done, everybody. Remember, be a bit careful with those idioms. They don't always sound natural, but you can use them. You can use them, especially in speaking. In writing, be really, really careful, because they can sound very unnatural. Okay, in speaking, might be a bit more useful, though. Well, yeah, well done, JC. You're welcome. Been great to have you joining us. Ella May, also welcome. Well, yeah, you're welcome. Oh, everybody's throwing it into the comments now. I'm going to have to read your names out really quickly. Well, yeah, Alice, Abir, Ella, Furley, you are very welcome. It's my pleasure. Right. Thank you, Amit. That is very high praise. Good luck to Kishore. Kishore has the IELTS speaking test on the 6th. Okay. And the speaking on the 8th, maybe. You're welcome, Charla. Right, that's all from me today, everybody. Massive good luck going out to Kishore with your IELTS test coming up. Hope you managed to finally hit the nail on the head. There's another idiom, means do it perfectly, and hopefully you will get the score that you need. Yeah, LMA, exactly. Break a leg. often said to actors before they go onto stage. Okay. Listening, reading, and writing. Yeah. Okay. Good luck with that, Kishore. And then on the 8th, you have your speaking. Okay, thanks a lot, everybody. Been great to have you joining us. Hope you've enjoyed this session, and I will see you guys next time on Thursday at the later time of 4 p.m. UK time. Bye-bye, everyone, and I'll see you soon.